Welcome again, my lovely viewers, to another episode of The Journey with Bianca. And today I'm with a lovely lady who actually worked with my favorite director. You said he's a DJ. He's a lot of things, but I know him as a director, as an actor, Idris Elba. And she's going to tell us about the journey. Like, okay, not too much on that, but the fact that they shared a moment, the fact that they were in the fact that they did this, the likes of Huma Sekila, like a lot of them. I would like her to explain that herself. Please do, like, Ntunja, how do you Ntunja, right?
Ntunja,
yeah. Ntunja, just tell me about yourself and tell me about this journey in this music industry and your life, your whole life.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Amanda Nkosi, but I go by the name of Ntunja, which is my stage name.
Oh.
I was born and bred in Guatemala Springs, east of Joburg. I'm a singer, songwriter, a mother, a lover of life, and I just live for the moment.
Isn't that amazing? Tell me, because I'm really interested in the people that you work. What have you learned from those people and the music industry? Because we have a lot of young people that are trying to break into the music industry and they have so many challenges. Some don't even get to be at stages to work with such influencers. So what would you say about that?
Well, I'm going to start by going back to my childhood. I was raised by my late grandfather by the name of Michael Mabaso. He used to sell cassettes and CDs back in the days. So each and every morning, whenever he prepared for work, he will play the likes of Omamere Makeba, Tele Queens, Soul Brothers, and Kijo. And I think that's where the seed was planted, because there was a song by Omam Miriam which is called Aluta Continua, you know, Mozambique, Aluta Continua.
Oh, yeah, I don't know the song, but I know the melody.
Continua. And I used to ask him, can you please play me the song? And he was like, why? I was like, it just resonated with my soul at that young age, never understanding what was happening. And I was like, when I grow up, I want to be a singer. And then I joined this traditional group, which was called Umzingizi. It's a Zulu tradition where we used to do traditional Zulu dance and songs. Moved forward to high school. I went to Nigeria, and fortunate enough, there was a season whereby I was on my musicals. So I auditioned, took part, and I excelled. After my matric, I was like, Mommy, I want to go study music. And she was like, no ways. No ways. So my music teacher, Mrs. Menthy, told me to go audition at Pretoria. And they accepted me. And I went without my mother's knowledge.
Really? How did that turn out?
I ended up not going because she was so against it, you know, so against it. So I had to study travel and tourism, which I did, and I fell pregnant with my firstborn at 19, and that's when my life changed.
But it didn't stop the dream, because you still
doing it again.
Yeah,
the spark was reignited. Remember 1 month after I gave birth to Tando, I was just sitting at home alone, and the song came into my head. I took my pen and paper and I started writing. And music just started coming. And I went to my grandfather again. He was like, oh, you need to finish your N6 and graduate. I was like, I don't want to do this. I want to go study music. She was like, go look for a school. I'll pay for everything. The following year, I registered at Central Johannesburg College, got accepted, and I never looked back.
That reminds me of my mother, because I remember when I used to dance, I used to do drama. Actually, acting was not part of my thing, but like music, even though my vocals are not vocaling that much, but I do have some vocals. And then dancing as well. And my mom says, if you're going to do that, she said, you're going to have to do it the right way. You're going to go to school for it. That's what I'm saying. I'm more fortunate to have had a mother that supported the dream, right? That's when I found the School of Africa, and then I went in. So when I'm sitting here, I'm very fortunate to have someone that had the same desires, because the way you're saying songs come in and you write them is the same way I experience. Like, I will just sit down and a melody will come in, a beat will come in, and I will just write the song. But there's a lot of recording in my phone, recordings that I just like, and then I stop, and then I forget about it. And I'll have a glimpse of idea. Let's say I see something and I'm like, okay, this is the video that I wanna shoot. This is the video. Or I'll listen to a song and I can just imagine everything. Just so when you're sitting here, I'm like, you have the same legs as me, so music must be running in your blood. So like, tell me, because with me, I never really really pushed it that much, but now I'm getting the courage to do it. I go to karaoke a lot. I'm going to
as long as you're doing something.
Yeah.
As long as you're doing something.
But I've never been in a room full of people that I looked up to. How was that for you? Like that being in the same room? Because you know what? Someone once mentioned that if you're in the same table with, it doesn't matter what. Do you see that? I'm gonna refer to the story of Jesus, which remember when he was with the disciple. If you're in the same table, eating on the same table with people that have names, it means you are the same as them. It's just that time for you to actually unleash your stuff hasn't arrived yet. And I actually strongly believe that because it's in me and it was in them before when they were in the same way it's in you. It's just how you do about it. So tell me your journey with those people. How was it like?
Okay, I remember meeting the Martella Queens. It was in 2013. On Mother's Day, I was their opening act at Beechwood Hotel. So you can imagine, these are the people that I grew up listening to, dancing to their music in the street while doing that traditional dance, and to finally meet them in person. I never even imagined that I'll meet them because like Martella Queens is a very, very old group. And I went to Mom Hilda. I was like, oh, can I please take a picture? She was like, hey, come down. I remember meeting Mom Hilda, and she was so impressed with my performance as well. And she was like, hey, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Guatemala. She's like, you're such a young lady and you're doing this traditional music, your attire, your presentation on stage is just on point. You know, it's quite rare to see young people doing that. Little did I know that 2 months down the line, I'm going to get a call from her. And yeah, she was like, okay, hi Amanda. I'm like, hi. She's like, you're speaking to Mom Hilda and we're leaving for Bloemfontein. We would like you to come open for us. So I was like, oh God, it's happening. Here I am. Oh, we went to Bloemfontein. When we arrived there, before the show, Mom Hilda, Mom Jorge, and Mom Mildred, the 3 queens, called me and they sat me down and they were like, Mom Mildred is now going to retire and we would like you to replace her. And I was like, yo, because Martella Queens, like the name on its own, it carries so much weight.
Yeah.
It's a huge brand. And I was like, please give me some time to think about it. Deep down I knew that I need to accept this offer. Because I've always... Exactly, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, God, I've always said I'm going to perform in world stages and meet amazing people. Maybe this is the moment that I've been praying for. This is my answered prayer. So I called her. I was like, okay. A day after I came back, I was like, no, Mama, I will do it. She was like, okay, cool. I went to a friend of mine who used to play drums for them. I was like, Bongani, hey, dude, I just trained the Queens and I haven't rehearsed. I need to know how they do their thing. They gave me their videos. I rehearsed. I checked them out. Every step.
You did your assignment.
Music, everything. By the time I met the Queens, I only had 2 weeks to rehearse because we were leaving for America. So when I get there, everything was like chop, 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 chop. They're like, hey, this child is fine. They know that I prepared prior. You know, so, and yeah, that's how the story goes. The rest is history.
Is that what you're saying? Are you saying opportunity meets preparation?
Yeah.
Because a lot of young people are struggling with that. They think when opportunity comes, everything is just going to work out that same moment. You spend years of preparing. Talking about Tyler, I'm sure you know Tyler. People think she just out of the blue became a star, and then when you look at her videos, that girl has been singing, being there, being doing that moment. When that moment came, she seized the moment. So I think that's what you also did. And I'm thinking even you're young there who are actually aspired by music and you want to be in the music industry and you want to do great art things. What's your social name so that they can check out your work, they can see what you're doing?
Ntunja, Ntunja. Ntunja.
On social,
it's Ntunja _ on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and then on Facebook it's just Ntunja.
That's where we can see your work and everything. And then you also do research on other artists, because the music industry is broad and you have people following your genre, and like others have pop, others is hip hop, others is what others. That's why I say I would really love you to invite me on your one of your performances, and I would love to be there and see how you do this. So isn't that where? But tell me about the part where you're in the same environment with Idris Elba, because you're saying he's a DJ. I didn't know that he's a DJ.
Oh yeah, the same day I was leaving with the Queens to America. Mom held her again because she's the one who's in charge. She calls me, "Hey Amanda, where are you?" Like, because they say we're leaving at 3 and I'm at the salon at that time. It's about 10. I'm like, I'm at the salon. She's like, "Just get out of there. We're going to this American," she said, "this rapper." You know? So they want to record with us. I was like, okay, cool, no problem. And then when I fly out from there, just go there with my fro, Zulu vest and just trousers. And when I got there, I got the shock of my life. I got the shock of my life. Because I was like, I could see there's like 20 cameras all over the room. And I was like, and who is this other person? Because these women are old and they don't really follow social medias and stuff. They don't care. They just do them. I got in there. Guess, okay, welcome, Queens. I'm like, yo, I'm Idris. But I had to contain myself. That girl, it's fine. It's fine. This is what I got there. I was like, okay, he was doing a project. Mandela. Remember he shot
Yes, I remember that time. Yeah,
he did a soundtrack for that as well. So it was like, okay, we can do something here. So starstruck. But I did my thing. After I'm back. And I realized it was again now. It's about to begin. It's about to go down. But it depends on how you care and how you behave around certain people. And I was fortunate to be to come in a space at that time to be nurtured and mentored by Omama, who's been in the industry for like 40 something years at that time. And I never really looked at it as if, okay, sing a star now. And
you stayed humble.
Exactly. That's the most thing they taught me. Be humble, respect yourself, respect your audience, respect everyone, even a sweeper. Because greed, you will fail. So that's what I learned with my queens, and I got to have a different perspective of the industry. We would say, okay, this is just work. I come do my work, I go home. That's it. Then they will start home.
Yeah. So you strike me as someone who was well prepared for the cameras, the outside world, the fame and everything, because most people, they are not prepared. And when they get into that, they get swallowed by that. And how that works is that once you're swallowed by that, once it takes you off, it's very hard to get back in. And we see those people. We have their journeys. They get betrayed by themselves. Because you know what is it? What fame does? Fame puts you in a box whereby now it's all the voices that are speaking around you and you have none. So if you're not built to stand up on your own, you'll end up losing the battle. So I'm great that you, even as a star, you just stood by there and you were able to understand the work and family life. So moving to your family life, I want to know about you don't have to tell me about the private side, but how is being a musician and also handling your love life, your family, and how are they with that?
Okay, I live alone. The reason is I have 2 kids, 2 daughters, Tando and Dando. I love them so much. The nature of work that I do, it requires me to travel a lot
all the time.
So my mom was like, these kids need a stable home. You go do your thing, we'll look after them. So I was fortunate enough to have that strong support structure. And I'm a loner. I'm a loner, and my family will tell you, even if I'm around them, you'll find me locked up in a room. I don't know why. Not that. I just prefer to be alone.
But I feel like it's like that with artists. They find comfort in their imaginary world. Okay, I'm not saying all of them, but I find comfort.
I was a kid. I was always that weird kid in my family. Whenever there were family gatherings, I would come and greet everyone, and then I will disappear, go back home, so that I know that I was going to be alone. I just enjoy my space, my peace. Though that's where I get to listen to the voices you were talking about. And, yeah.
But for me, it's a bit different because sometimes before I used to be afraid of being by myself. I used to be afraid of my own shit of myself because I knew what happened in my head. Like every time I'm alone out, there's so many things. But now, like you just said earlier on, you need to face that person. All those voices that you're hearing, that's you. And if the moment you keep running away from them, then you never grow. You stay at the same place. And then what's going to happen once that time comes, when that light comes, because it's going to come. It's not going to stop. That time is going to come. The difference is, are you well prepared to actually face that? Or are you in the stagnant place that you've always been in? Now when it comes, it just dooms you. You just said something that opened my... And I'm like, so many young people, they do have a calling of speaking, they have voices but they're afraid to face it, and then they're wasting time, because when that time comes for them to be in that light, they wouldn't know what to do with it, and then it will swallow them. I'm just like sitting here listening to you talk about the music industry, and you're just making me look. It's like you're my mirror. It's like I'm looking at myself. I'm like, and you stay this humble, and you're still doing this good. You can just transform. I'm taken away.
It's all about balance, learning what to put out, learning what to hold back. You know, I'm crazy as well. My times, I have my moments, but when it comes to this space, especially with the craft that I do, it's very sacred to me. Because when the music comes, at times it comes to me in dreams, it comes to me in spaces I never imagined it would come in. So, and yeah, the voices again.
It's like I'm not the only one.
Yeah. So that's why I'm afraid at times that because I've had incidents prior whereby I was rehearsing with my band and I was saying Ingoma Mambo Sintlong, and I fainted. I just went out and I never understood what happened. And my band was so scared. Like, Amanda, what's happening? And when I woke up, I was crying.
What transpired that moment?
I don't know. The last thing I remember was me singing, and one of my band members on my soldier was like, "What you have, go home, talk to yourself, talk to the person inside of you, because that thing inside of you wants to come out." And I never understood what he was talking about, and I did that, and I disappeared for like a month. I didn't want to do anything because I was so embarrassed of that incident. And then I understood why it happened. So I was telling my manager when last week, Sunday, where I was performing at this festival, Made in Zanzi, and I was singing this song, Iti Lami. And the next thing I was crying on stage. And I was like, oh, it's coming back. She was like, what's coming back? It's, I'm afraid of me. You know? She was like, no, like just allow yourself. Let that light inside of you radiate. Because you're always preaching about your music, wanting it to heal, wanting it to inspire. And when that time for it to just let go and let it do what it's meant to do.
The biggest fear is the one thing that is holding us back. It's the biggest fear. Fear is holding us back. And like, you know, you're making me realize so many things now as I'm speaking to you, that there's so many young people that are going through the same thing. What would you want to say to them? Because I feel like for me, you've already faced that. And you well, I mean, you're part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still in there. I'm scared. I don't want to be by myself. But what would you say to the young person that is really that really aspire to be a musician? That really has, because you know when you have it, you don't doubt it. You only doubt it when you're in the open space. Yeah. But when you're alone, you do know that there's something inside me that is so strong that needs to come out. But I don't know how to, and I'm afraid to take it out in the wrong way that will destroy me, because the same way it's inside, it's too powerful. You see. So what would you say to me and the other young people that are being watching?
Okay, I would say
anybody, actually, not young people, because also even older people have that fear.
Just let go. Be yourself.
How?
It's scary. I know there's too much judgment. People are so judgmental. Is that the more you talk, I talk to myself like almost every day. Whenever I get on stage, I'll be like, yeah, you've got this, asabe.
Yeah.
You know, that's how, because I'm branching out as a solo artist, so people don't know me on music. I'm in a lineup with famous people whose songs are known and my songs are not known. It's scary, but you gotta face your demons, face them.
The only way through it
Just
is
face them, and believe in what you're doing, and always listen to that inner voice. It knows better.
Yeah.
It knows. It knows. I always say that it knows. It will lead you to the right persons. Please, Ningati, what's that? It's my conscious. It knows.
Yeah. Eish.
You just put me in a space. I don't do such.
You should. You know why? Because you're one of the fortunate people that got to face it. And then there are so many people that are afraid of it. Like now as I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm not alone.
No,
there are so
never
many people
alone.
going through the same thing. It's just that there are others who are chosen to actually be out there in the limelight and be like, I see you and I know you have it. Face me. That I did this and you can also do it, because what's inside us is the same thing. You see? So I'm glad that I had to meet someone like you that understands me talking by myself and just being
Even my partner.
I used to think I'm crazy.
Well, no, yes, he understands my crazy.
Yeah.
Be around and also find your tribe. Find people that understand you. Find people that won't judge you. Find people that will make that gift come out naturally. Find people that just align with your energy. That's all.
Yo, it's still a journey, man. It is a journey, and we're still on this journey.
We're still going. We don't know where it's gonna lead us, but I hope it leads us into the right
But as long as we're
places.
experiencing and we're learning from each other, and that the lessons that we're learning from each other are uplifting and they're actually teaching us something, that's what's important. But out of all, Amanda, I'd just like to say thank you, because you opened my eye, and I hope you also open the eyes of everyone who's watching, because it's very important to have someone who experienced things and then tell us about the experience, because that now gives us the courage to actually, even though we're scared, it gives us the courage to actually go through it. It's amazing. I'm looking forward to come to your concert, and I'm looking forward to actually I'm preparing on my own. I'm also trying to prepare little things. I'm not sure. I'm still in the phase of I'm trying to figure out who am I, what am I, like what's my purpose and all that, and it's very difficult. They say the hardest journey is the healing one, the one where you have to go through healing, because you have to heal first before you find yourself. Hey. So that's the hardest journey, and I think I'm on that journey, and meeting people like you, actually it encourages me to actually keep on going and not give up, because it's easy to give up. I remember I wrote something, I don't remember what is it, and I heard it from a TikToker that says, it was this TikToker that's saying, we all often say, God please help us, God please help us, I cannot stop from addictions, drinking, alcohol, masturbation, all those addictions. And you know what God said? He said, it is not the drinking alcohol, the masturbation that is the problem. The problem is the traumas that you do not want to face, that leads you to the temptation that you are doing. So if once you face those traumas, once you face those things that leads you to this addiction, then you face yourself, then you go through it, because the only way to overcome it is through it. So thank you so much, my lovely viewers. That was it for me and Amanda. I hope you guys listened, and I hope you're ready to embark on your journey of discovering who you are and what you're meant to do. This is a very long journey, and I hope you guys are ready. Thank you so much. Bye.